Hi guys, so I'm back with an update. Uh, Although I have recordings of all my trades for this week, but I'm not including those trades. Instead, I want to address some things. Obviously, I'll talk about those trades first, and then I'll move to the things that I want to talk about, other than trades, other than my trades. So first let's go over my trades. This is the largest losing streak in the past 5 years. I'm facing the largest losing streak in the past 5 years. So here is it. I have lost 21 trades in a row. So if you check it here, after this trade, all these trades are losses because any trade that goes into 2 hour, 3 hour, or 5 hours in my favor and then comes back and closes at break even or in negative, I also consider it a loss. So among all these 21 trades, there are 3 or 4 trades that went 2 to 3 hours in my favor, and yet out of my bad habit, I didn't close them, or the way my brain is wired, I could not close them. So, and about my FTMO account, I should have, and on my FTMO, I should have waited for the payout and skip completely. I should have waited for the payout and completely skipped trading until the payout. But I didn't, and it costed me 5% drawdown. So I am in 5% drawdown, and so I am in 5% drawdown right now, and and this drawdown is 5% only because I know how to control my nerves, and I know how to not go beyond my limits, and how not to push limits, and how not to lose my mind. So because over the years, after going through drawdowns again and again and again and again, I have learned that increasing size during a drawdown never helped anyone. Never. Okay, so that is it for this update. I'll be very selective from now on. I'll be very selective in my trades, and I'll be very selective. And let's go over these trades that I took during this week. So one trade here that went almost how much? So yeah, this trade went almost 500 pips in my favor, and then here, and then came back and closed on break even. Then again here, then this trade went almost 700 pips in my favor and then closed at break even. And and today this trade went almost 500 pips in my favor and then came back and closed me at break even. So that is it for this week of trading. And except these trades, all the other were losses. So there is nothing really much to talk about them. And now let's go over the things that I want to talk about. First thing first, I should have waited for the. So, first lesson from this weekly update is once you make a certain payout, you should wait for the payout. date, and you should get that payout first, and then you should continue your trading, right? The second thing is, after every peak on any things, on any equity curve or on any growth curve, when there is a peak, right after that peak, there is drawdown. So even if I start giving you examples from gold chart or open any market, you will see that as soon as the market hit a certain peak, it went into drawdown or it went into correction. So that is what keeps me sane, and that is what keeps me going in this game without selling any services or becoming a trading influencer or doing any other or taking any other shortcut in this journey, because I love trading to the point where I cannot think of anything else. I cannot think of anything else fitting in my life as a career. And becoming a trading influencer, that is completely out of my book. And that is the belief that kept me going all those years, and that is the belief that has helped me survive this game so far. Okay, so the other thing is, the only thing that keeps me from creating trading content consistently is, I have noticed that I start trading to create content instead of instead of trading my setups. So I stop trading my setups and I start trading content. That is a stupid thing. That is absolute stupid thing. And from now on, I'll only trade my setups. And my basic or my core strategy is finding a breakout after the New York close, mostly on Fridays or on Mondays. And nowadays, since the summer has started, during summer, those breakouts mostly occur on Tuesday or on Wednesday. So we will see when I can find a new opportunity in the next week. Uh, another thing. So another thing is, I don't take profits or I don't close my trades after going into 2 or 3 or 4 hours, just because I don't trade PNLs. And by trading PNL, I mean I don't have a certain target in terms of dollars or in pips that I want, or that I want to impose on market, that the market should give me. Market doesn't owe me shit. The market doesn't owe anyone shit. So thinking that the market should give you this much profit or that much pips or whatever is absurd, right? And you need to remember this point. You should never trade your PNL, and you should trade your strategy or your setups. And this point will come back again when I address the Q&A. I have received some questions that I also want to answer or respond in this video. So I'll respond those questions at the end of this video, and in those questions there is a PNL related or PNL trading related questions. So I'll address this. So now I'll address some questions. Okay, question number one is, these are the questions that I have written on my sticky notes, and these are the notes that I made for this intro of the video. So question number one is from a person who has a good strategy, who has a working strategy, but he keeps failing in trading challenges or prop firm challenges, and he has never passed a single challenge. I asked from him, uh, the very first thing I do whenever I encounter such a question, I ask the person for his data, because most of the time people lie and people don't have their data, or people haven't even executed a strategy, and just for the sake of question and just for the sake of some validation, they keep coming back into my messages. They keep coming back to my DM and keep asking me stupid questions just because I respond. So this wasn't a This wasn't one of those stupid questions, and fortunately, the person had his PNL or trading data. So, what we analyzed in his data was he was trading his PNL. And by trading PNL, what do I mean by trading PNL? He was every trade that he took was to gain certain percentage gain on his prop firm challenge. So when you start trading your PNL, have you ever watched me or have you ever seen me talking about gaining a certain percentage on a specific trade or on a week, on a month or any time period? Never. I never I never have a goal. I never have a PNL goal. I never have a gain percentage gain goal. It's because every trade's outcome is 50-50. Every trade idea is a flip of coin. Now it depends. Now the whole point is how far that coin flip, if it's in your favor, how far this coin flip will help you or make you profit. Uh, Reach a certain limit or reach a certain profit, and that is why I am a home run trader, and I am only interested in home runs, and to catch those home runs I keep trading, and every once or twice a year I start over trading. That I did in the past 2 weeks. I should have started I should have stopped trading on last Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but last Wednesday when I had a 1200 pips trade, and my prop firm account, my funded account reached at 9,000, and also I had a profit on my personal account. I should have stopped trading and I should have waited for the next breakout or the next opportunity. Instead, I kept trading for the content because I promised myself and my family or my some of my friends that I'll make weekly videos, because they keep compelling me and they keep asking me to make videos, and I don't. And this is the reason I don't make content or I don't create content, because I know myself that I start trading for the content instead of trading my setups or trading my strategy. I start forcing trades, like I start imposing my thinking on the markets. So that is what the person was doing. So we analyze his data, and coming back to the question, we analyze his data and we reach the conclusion that he needs to stop trading his PNL and start trading his strategy. And the next question is, if I am so good at trading, why I don't start teaching? Well, this is the thing. If you are if you are good at something, you don't have to teach it to anybody. I mean, what other business could provide a legit 40 or 50% return a year? I don't know any business. If you know any business that could provide you 40 or 50% return in a year, except selling services or selling drugs. So that is it. And why I do not teach is because, or why I do not teach my strategy is because nobody else can go through 21 losses in a row. I haven't met any single person who has gone through 21 losses in a row and remain sane. People lose their mind after 3 losses. Most people I have encountered or talked to lose their mind after 3 losses in a row. So, how anyone is supposed to take 21 losses with laughter, and how anyone is supposed to take 21 losses with a smile and walk away from the market, right? People start revenge trading or increasing their size or do other stupid shit. So, that is it. I I didn't learn trading or I didn't love trading so that I can make money trading by teaching others how to trade. I love trading and I learned trading just because I wanted a honest way of living for me and my family. And I'm still making good money from it. This drawdown is part of this journey. And even if this drawdown continues and I lose my funded account, I'll buy the challenges again and I'll pass the challenges again and I can do it again. So this is not a problem. But in the first place, I'll try to recover from this drawdown and we will see what happens in the next week. The third question was, what is the third question is about other trading influencers. So I have no idea why do people get so obsessed with other trading influencers. I mean, why do you have to come into my DM and ask me why I don't compete with ICT traders or SMCs or whatever the fuck is popular these days, or volume profile or whatever? Why I do not compete with others? Well, the same response that I give to those people, I would like to give I would like to give the same response to you that I give to those people in my DMs, and that response is, what is there to compete about, or what is there to compete? Who is there to compete with? I mean, do you want me to compete with people who are affiliated with specific prop firms? Those prop firms give them a million or 2 million payout certificates, and when you ask the person how is their trading going, and they tell you that they haven't even executed a single trade in the past 6 months, and you would know who am I talking about. I'll not name that person, but he is a famous ICT trader. But he is a famous ICT trader for allegedly having 2 million plus payouts from prop firms, and that I know of how these influencers get their prop firms payouts, or how these prop firms pay these trading influencers with fake certificates. I have been offered fake certificates. I have been offered marketing accounts on brokers, and that is how this whole industry works. People make money from your losses. People ask you to join their signal groups and trading communities, and to be able to be able to be able to copy their trades or signals, you have to have your account opened with specific firms or brokers. Why is that? Because obviously people are making money from your losses. That is just common sense. And I'm not from those people. I'll not show you those emails. I'll not show you those. I'll not name anyone. But the question that why I don't compete with anybody, but as the question says, why I don't compete anybody, to that, uh, so the simple answer to the question why I don't compete with others is, who is there to compete with, or what is there to compete about? Is there any trading influencer who has his trading in who has his trading history public? Except me. Find me a trading influencer who has his trading history public. People draw draw projections. People draw these projections, long or short. People draw these projections on charts and call it live trading, and people accept it, and the viewers accept it as live trading. So should I compete with those dumbasses? I have kept my trading history public for the past 2 years, and I'll keep it public because I am not afraid of anyone. And for me, trading is a performance sport. This is not a competitive sport as you think. This is a performance sport. And by performance sport, I mean you have to perform at your peak emotionally, because trading exploits every single emotions that you have. Because trading exploit every single emotion that you have, every fear, every emotional weakness, or every past trauma, every bad habit. Trading exploits or exposes every negative side of human psychology, which is why 99.99% people fail in this industry. The number that trading influencers give you, trading influencers tell you that hardly 5 to 10% people succeed in this game, which is a complete lie. Again, I have talked to brokers, I have friends who work for brokers, and not on support level but on management level, and they share data with me, and I'm never surprised. In the start, I used to become surprised, or I used to be shocked when I saw only 2 or 3 people out of 10,000 were consistently profitable for over a year, because that number wasn't acceptable for me. And even I even asked that person that your website says that 77% of retail traders lose money with this broker, so is that number a lie? And the answer was quite shocking. He said, this we we only show this disclaimer because we are bound to claim this from the regulatory authority. We are bound to tell people that more people lose money in this market by regulatory authority. And my next question was, why don't you show the real numbers then? If you are bound to show the success rate or the loss rate or the failure rate of traders or retail traders on your platform, why don't you show real numbers, or why don't you show actual real number among the and why don't you show the real why don't you show actual numbers of winners or losers? And his answer wasn't surprising to me this time. He said that if I tell people that only 2 people out of 10,000 have been consistently profitable for over a year on my broker, would anyone join my broker, or would anyone open an account with my broker or deposit money to trade? No, definitely not. And this goes back to the thing where the cigarette packs have this warning that says you could get lung cancer or whatever disease by smoking, and yet people still buy and smoke, and yet people still buy cigarettes and smoke. So trading is like an addiction, and you cannot talk an addict out of their addiction. So that is the third question. And question number 4 was, is trading has trading a longevity has trading really longevity, or people actually succeed in trading in long term? Well, the answer is, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee. Even if you spend 10 years in trading, there is no guarantee that you will succeed consistently. I have mostly, like I said in the past video, or my first video, first weekly recap, like I said in my first weekly recap, 2025 was the first year in my past 5 6 years when I had a drawdown only in 3 months. I mostly have drawdowns of 5 to 6 months every year. And this is the reality of the trading. And during those drawdown periods, I control my size. I First thing I do is I control my size, and and even and if even then the losing streak continues, I withdraw my money from my broker. I withdraw my money. I withdraw the most part of my money from my broker, because I don't want to become crazy, or I don't want to be overwhelmed by that losing streak, and by that and I don't want to lose my mind and risk more, because obviously if you don't have more money or a bigger capital in your trading account, you wouldn't be able to take more risk, right? And this is the thing that I learned before 2020. So this is a lesson from pre-COVID, that whenever I have a losing streak, the first thing I do is I decrease my size. And then and even and if even then the losing streak continues, I withdraw money from my account. The most part of the money that I have in a trading account, I withdraw it. And that is what you will see in the coming weeks. If the losing streak continues and I lose my funded account, I'll withdraw most of my money from my trading account. And that is not embarrassing for me anymore, because who else would conserve, or who else would save my capital except me? And I'm not trading for anyone else. I'm trading for myself and for my family and to make a living. So this is it, and this is it for this video. And from the next week, you will see me only trading high probability setups and high probability trades. And from now on, I'll only trade for myself, not for the content. So I'm sorry for that. And I'll keep answering questions if you DM me, and I'll keep answering those questions in my weekly recaps. So that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys on next weekend. Bye.